Good evening and welcome to the DreamLeague Overtime Show. In this show, we are going to speak to the champions of DreamLeague Rotterdam. And we are also going to talk about esports psychology. There's a lot to talk about with that topic, a lot of waves, especially after, of course, RG's run a TI with the psychologist there. And then we are also going to talk about trolls. There's a lot of those in Dota 2. Trolls in Dota 2. Yeah, and you know, is that Panda? Not really a troll. He just tries real hard. And then of course we're gonna talk about everything, but we're also gonna talk a little bit about Void Spirit and Snapfire. Ooh. So just make sure that you know what's happening right here. Before we do any of that, though, welcome OD Pixel. Welcome Fog.
Hello, hello, I have made it.
You're alive!
I am alive, slightly.
Slightly alive. What a weekend it has been. Owen, we can take a look at the brackets because these 3 days, or rather these 2 days where this bracket played out, there were so many surprises.
Yeah, so let's have a closer look at this. What happened there?
I mean, the lower bracket run is obviously the biggest surprise, I think, for anybody. You see some big names down there, NIP, Liquid, and J-Storm, and you see them getting slapped around by Demon Slayers. I mean, it was, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Just excited to see what this is going to mean for Demon Slayers. They don't win the LAN, but taking 2 games off this pretty hot-looking alliance, it's a great feat. And for their first sort of showing as the group of 5 beautiful young men, where are they going to go next?
Yeah.
Will they stick together? I hope so. I reckon they will. They'll give us some more shots in the qualifiers for sure. Because you got to remember, they might not be going to the minor or major, but they were second runners-up. They nearly made it.
And I think a lot of Demon Slayer fans have their fingers crossed just to hope that there may be no CIS team able to find visas for the minor, and maybe then the slot opens up. Who knows?
I don't know if that's going to happen.
I mean, it's a long shot, but you know, it's something that people are hoping for. We'll see what happens there. Of course, a group of people that is also fresh and is definitely sticking together is Alliance, the champions of the course of DreamLeague here in Rotterdam. And we have 2 champions with us right now.
Awesome.
And there, the door!
There we are.
With trophy.
Here they come.
Hello, yes. Bring the trophy. You guys are all mic'd up and ready to go. Look at that.
So where should I put this?
You put it whatever. There you go, man.
That's a nice place. All right, first of all, well, again, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
33 of a question. Do you not like playing with your shoes on?
No, never.
I don't
Never.
do that either.
Oh, he's got them on now.
He's got them on now, yeah, I saw.
Because I sit like this, with my legs up.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a great position. I do like that position.
So I can't have my shoes on for that.
Yeah.
But when I sit like that, sometimes my feet, like when I don't wear shoes, they slip away more easily.
So you would sit at home on your chair?
No,
not with your shoes on,
not
like
with
this.
shoes, but I do have them slipping away, which in games can be very tricky.
No,
You know,
but
there's a big difference. You
you're
guys
up against
are,
the desk.
You
The
two are
desk
very
is-
tall, though.
Yeah.
True.
This is a big difference. Look at you guys putting our legs up, and look at me and like Kevin putting our legs
sitting
up.
like this.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're comfy. I mean, we fit.
Exactly.
How about you also playing without shoes also for this reason, or?
I just feel more comfortable without shoes, and I have a foot rest which I play with actually. So
When you're at home, or do you bring it with you?
I bring it in.
Is that good, like for posture?
Both that and you just feel it's more comfortable. Like I don't want to have my feet not touching the floor because I'm sitting pretty far up, so you just have foot rest.
Fair enough. Hey, talk to us about your victory because you know, first tournament with the squad, and it's been amazing seeing you guys play and just grow throughout the tournament. Obviously, you came in as favorites as well, but you know, you're a fresh team. This is from my point of view, it's exciting to watch. How are you guys feeling about it?
You want to go?
How are you feeling? You go.
We're feeling very happy, obviously. It's nice to have a good showing, and I'm kind of happy we got to play this best of 5 fully.
Yeah.
We got some of our strats tested, which I think is good for us coming into ESL and then the major. I'm looking forward to getting tested more in those events, obviously. But yeah, we were actually very surprised by how well the Demon Slayers played.
Yeah.
They made really good moves as a team, and especially I was impressed with the teamfight execution, which I thought was very, very good. So yeah, it was a fun series. I'm glad we won.
Definitely feels good that we won, but I think we were happier before we started playing this series. I mean, we're happy that we won now,
Yeah.
but like it felt smoother, like because we didn't lose a game.
Yeah.
And now they just won the first two, and they kind of at least shook me up a bit. But they play well, and I mean, in the end we won. So
I mean, that's what makes
played
the
5
team,
games,
right?
It was good.
How you deal with a loss and then come back.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
'cause, yeah, after those 2 games, like, were you guys all keeping it pretty cool, or was things starting to go, oh, they're taking down J-Storm, Liquid, NIP, looks like we're next on the list? Like, how confident were you that you could sort of swing it around, or this sort of things start to get tested when you're 2 games down?
There was a bit frustration
Yeah.
for sure, but I think we reset it pretty well and just go next.
Yeah, because I mean, the 3rd game when you had the first sort of start of the comeback was when you smacked out with the TA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that, how did that sort of go down in the draft? Was it like, look lads, we're 2 games down, and you were just like, I want to play TA, or like, who's making that call to go for a TA game?
I actually can't remember. I think someone just brought up TA because I picked Invoker, and then I was like, I just go pick TA. I was very confident to just go TA. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great game. It's great to see, and I mean, for you guys as well, this sort of win, like, obviously what going on, are you guys playing at Hamburg next week as well? Yeah, go at Hamburg and then the major.
Living in a hotel at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight off. I
dream,
only got
right?
1 day off before
Love it.
the group stages start. But like, coming into this event, were you guys like, well, this should be an easy win, this is just part of the road to focusing on the major, or, you know, how sort of difficult was this event for you guys as a team?
I don't think we really talked to each other about how we went into this event. I just kind of looked at it like practice.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see how it goes, take each game, and just practice for the major, basically. But after we started to win every game, it kind of felt like we should win the tournament. And then they put up
And
a
then you
great
did.
fight in the finals. So yeah.
I like how you mentioned about the, you going the distance in the BO5. Do you guys feel like you grow together as a team? Because it's, it's still pretty fresh, right? And you guys probably haven't done a BO5, right?
No.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely good practice to have it, especially at LAN. Felt like we probably didn't play our best in the first 2 games, but they played very well. But yeah, definitely got some good experience here.
good.
Confident for Hamburg?
Yeah, for sure.
Sure. Gonna keep on winning. You guys, I know you have a short night ahead of you, and I do also want to give you guys the time to celebrate with the team. So we won't keep you any longer. Thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
joining us
Thank you, guys.
here on the Overtime Show.
Thank you.
I know the team's right there. I'm sure that you guys want to cheer for your squad.
Yeah!
You're the other ones to left. Thank you for joining us.
Alliance!
You can take the same door. If you want.
boss.
And
Thank
take
you,
the
man. Have a
trophy,
good
of
one.
course,
Have
as
a good
well.
night, lads. Good luck in
Have a
Hamburg.
great night. And I'm excited to see. I mean, a new organization for them as well. I mean, it's a fresh start, first tournament victory.
First tournament and you do a full BO5. I think that's actually really important for a team.
Yeah? Yeah.
They just went the absolute distance. They played so many different games here, and yeah, you learn. Like I said, they tested their strategies that they had in mind versus a team that they've definitely earned, gained a lot of respect for.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see what they do next week. But for now, I mean, I was going to say enough about Alliance, but we do have something tied into Alliance later on as well. Because for the next topic, we're going to talk about mentality and psychologists. And before we talk about that, there's something we need to show you.
Oh.
We not use a mental coach. We just have coaching who help us in a game, and actually we are mental coaches to ourselves and to each other.
My dad's a psychologist, so I have quite a lot of experience with just the whole mental coaching and the importance of the mental aspect of the game. And Liquid has provided us the help of a guy named Jared, who's a sports psychologist, who's been talking to us a little bit and trying to prepare us for this tournament.
Using a mental coach or something is definitely something we're going to look into, I think. It requires a lot. It's hard to know because it's such a new thing in this business, and we don't really know what kind of problems we could potentially have just yet. We're going to have to see, and then we're going to have to find the right guy and so on.
They have psychologist, Astralis team, and OG who win TI 2 times. I think she boosts them a lot.
I don't know if it's bad or good to use a mental coach. I've never used one myself, so I don't know the benefits versus the negatives of it. But I know some people who've like used it before kind of talk positively about it. I don't think there's any downsides to it. So if the opportunity ever arose, I'd take it.
So far, working with a mental coach, we haven't really seen any difference because we haven't really played any officials yet, but we're hopefully going to find out here in Rotterdam.
Well, that ending is unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, you can't just blame the sports psychologist.
You cannot.
So.
You cannot. I do think, though, I mean, when you look at TI, there's every TI we've had, teams are looking at the winner and then try to copy what they did that year. For example, when Liquid won their TI, the year before that, they played everything under the sun. And every other team after that TI is like, okay, so that is the way that you win TI. And then everybody played everything under the sun. This year, OG won for the second time. And everybody knew that they have the esports coach that also coached Astralis, 4-time major champion in CS. You got a 2-time TI winner in OG with the same psychologist. There must be something there.
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely heard, like, you know, it's been in sports for a long time. It's been there for, I don't even know how many years, probably since like the early days of when sports did start, at least when they started nationalizing. And I've talked to a couple of esports psychologists, and they've been really curious because it's a completely new thing. I actually talked to one like 4 years ago, and he was like, it doesn't exist yet, but I'd like to try to it. And it was really interesting hearing their perspective, because he's like, I feel like I can help a lot, because not to target like esports people, but they tend to be younger.
Yeah.
So when you have somebody else who's older, mature, and can actually just be that outside perspective, you can gain a lot from it, because then you don't have to like harp on each other so much. You have somebody else that's really helping out everybody together.
Yeah, I mean, well, it sort of goes both ways. I mean, I know you bring up the case with OG and stuff, but you got to remember, like, just because one esports psychologist had a great effect, it doesn't mean that everyone should go out getting esports psychologists. It's, you know, for sure, should every team try it? Absolutely. Will it work for every team? Of course not, you know.
That is true.
People have obviously been winning LANs for centuries, decades before these esports psychologists came along. Not every team works best with it, but should they give it a shot? I think why not? There's a lot of money in the game. You want to try at least everything once to sort of improve as a team. So give it an attempt, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of teams say, well, we don't sort of need that person sort of sitting on our shoulder and saying, you know, whatever an esports psychologist said. You know, I don't know what they say. I'm not an expert in the field, but yeah, will it work for everyone? Nah. Should you try it? Of course.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, we all know how Virtus.pro has run in TI 2 times in a row, 3 times even, I think, where that would be a team that probably would benefit a lot from an esports psychologist.
I mean, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they had tried that. You know, VP's a pretty, you know, big old organization. I'm sure they've probably given quite a fair few things a shot. They probably tried an esports psychologist and maybe felt it wasn't useful for them. But if they haven't, try it.
You gotta also find the right person, I think.
Definitely.
Big thing.
Find someone that works with everybody, and yeah, I mean, for VP, I can definitely agree with that one. I can see that, because like you said, they have these amazing major runs and everything, then the stress hits, the whole year hits and accumulates, and bam.
Yeah, they bum out, and everybody knows that they can do better, but they don't. And the question is that a mental thing, or is that something, like, is that something you can fix with the psychologist, right? It is an interesting topic, and I think that as we, you know, this is going to be TI 10 in after this season. So as Dota 2 grows older and esports grows older, we're going to see that being a more common thing, because yeah, traditional sports have that just as part of the squad. Not every player uses an esports or a sports psychologist, but that it is there is mostly a given, I think, in a big sports teams.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, I mean, I've talked to a psychologist before. It's been quite a while, but I did talk to a psychologist at a time. It didn't help me so much, but I know for some people having someone just to reflect off of and them having no opinion about anything is really useful.
Yeah,
so.
Can be very, very powerful. We're gonna move on though. We're gonna completely change it up. It was a very serious topic. We're gonna take a topic that is a little more frivolous. As they say, and before we talk about that, we have once again something to show you.
Biggest troll is probably someone on OG, maybe like No Tail. The last TI, he like walked on stage with a bunch of notes. Or was that Seb? That was No Tail, I think. It was the whole team. The whole team as a whole.
Oh, I'm not doing this shit.
The biggest troll I've ever seen in Dota is Admiral Bulldog. I know, he just trolling everybody. Just watch his streams, clips. I know, he's the funniest guy in this Dota community.
Oh, the pressure.
It's a tough one. I think we have some good trolls in our team, to be honest. Like, in the qualifiers, we saw Nico, I think, killing a Singularity player while destroying a bounty rune, for example. We saw Fada dropping his sentry wards in front of people, try to destroy them and mock people like that.
I think the biggest troll in the Dota scene is probably Ice Ice Ice. Based off what I've seen in interviews and stuff, he seems to be quite clowny, at least compared to how he is when you talk to him outside of the game.
I 100% have to agree with Insania. It is Ice Ice Ice. It's hands down.
You, like, as soon as you said biggest trolls in Dota, immediately, that's the one that came to head to me. Just Ice Ice. I didn't even think of anybody else, actually. Memes, I thought of Bulldog.
Yes.
But trolling, definitely Daryl.
Although OG makes a good case too, but then there's a fine line between trolling and mental warfare. Owen, do you think?
No, I mean, no, I think you could say, OG, that trolling is what they are doing in the games when they're spamming the chat wheel and, trying to get into your mind. Sure, mental warfare trolling is same sort of thing, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. A story about Ice 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 and his exit interview at TI. He came over, he wasn't, like, exit interviews are rough, right? Everybody is sad and all that. And he came over and he wasn't really sad. And he came over and just, we chatted. And I'm like, well, how are you doing? You don't seem too sad. And he's like, oh yeah, shit, I gotta be sad. So then, that was right before the camera went on. And then he gives the biggest puppy eyes and he's like, rough game, it was so difficult. Like, he actually, I'm sure he had a lot of people at home thinking that he was really on the verge of tears. And obviously, I knew that was a troll, and it made me laugh. So, but that was, we've experienced Ice 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 trolling firsthand, especially on interviews. So it's fun though to have.
Yeah, he trolls his own players like all the time. I remember like a Jabs interview at, I don't remember which tournament, I think it was one of the Romania tournaments, and he was just peeping his head from the side of the cameras and stuff like that. Like, he's always just trying to have a good time.
Keeping spirits up, keeping morale high. That's a good thing. We all need a clown in our lives, so to speak. All right. Now there's one more topic that we're going to talk about, and that is upcoming heroes. Now I know there's not a lot available in terms of information on Snapfire and Void Spirit, but I do want to know, like, are you excited to try one of the two out? Like, is one of the two more appealing to you than the other, Owen?
Well, for sure. You would expect the Void Spirit's going to be a core hero, so as a core player, I'm looking forward to the Void Spirit. Snapfire, maybe that's the core, but it looks very unlikely with the way that they showed the hero off in the CGI they released at TI. So yeah, I'm definitely more excited to play Void Spirit, but with the information we have, maybe more excited to cast Snapfire. Looks like she's going to have a pretty fun toolkit.
What do you think he'll be able to do?
Trying to think back to what we saw in the trailer. She's on some sort of dragon thing. Oh, okay, there you go. Very nice. Look at this.
There's definitely some, like,
nice production.
It's a spirit, right? So there's got to be a mobility-based thing, right? Because we've got the Storm, Earth Spirit, all those.
Snapfire.
Was that not a trap?
Sorry, I was thinking. I meant,
did you not see the crocodile
Spirit.
trap just now?
I did not. This one's definitely going to be a support.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like, most core players are probably like, it's a core. That's always what they say. Every hero's a core.
Throwing a cookie, and
You
all of
feed.
a sudden he can beat everyone. Yeah, that's a buff right
What
there.
does he do? He runs forward and, like, blasts away the creep?
Yeah,
Maybe it
it's a
amplifies,
buff.
it buffs your spells up. It has to do something like that, right? And then the other one, what? She throws like a goop, right? And it looks like it. Man, I actually can't tell too much what it could be.
No, that's definitely, it's going to be a break.
It's going to be a break mechanic,
It's going to be a break
right? That's what we thought too.
Because, you see her run down, jump in, the dragon fires sort of this fiery ball.
But do you see the dragon is doing things without her? Like, she is summoning him forward. And,
oh yeah, it's important. It's going to be a micro hero.
Yeah, sure. It's not a mount.
I think it's going to be a micro hero where you so you have this micro mechanic where you're controlling the hero and the mount separately. But obviously, you'll have a new amount of abilities available to you when they join together. I think, I never thought about that, but now That's what I'm going with. Dude, that'd be pretty hype, right?
It like switches the abilities a little bit or something.
Well, it's like you're going to have 2 units that you micro, but when you bring them together, they'll have different abilities available. It's going to be hard to play, but that would be a whole lot of fun.
But then we see when, at the later part of the video, which we didn't actually see, she jumps on it, it gets like a machine gun and everything too, right?
So how
that's
about...
why I think mounting the hero, that might be like the ultimate ability. You know, you have to micro, when you use the ult, toggleable status or whatever, that's when you form together, you get the gun.
And you only have that for a certain amount of time available.
Yep. Something like that. Something like that.
Or we could be totally wrong.
Like that.
Or we could be completely
Well, I mean, the thing is, you know, as long as they're taking with this update, maybe, for all we know, they haven't even started working on the hero. So, you know, you got Ice Frog watching here. He's probably like, yes, OD Pixel, yes, we'll do that. So when they're adding that to the game, there you go, Ice Frog. You know, great ideas from me. I'll expect to see it in a couple of weeks. Hurry up.
And
Ice Frog messages Owen
give
for,
us the update.
all the time, you know.
Constantly. Here's Void Spirit, where he walks through time, or through a space where everybody is frozen.
Yep.
It looks a little bit like a chronosphere, obviously, but we know that it's not that. But he also is a void thing, and everybody is frozen. It's not in a bubble, it's everywhere on the map, it looks like.
I mean, well, this is the thing, right? Like, from what that looks like, there's no way he's going to have some sort of global chrono ability. That's just...
Dude, that would be so OP.
I mean, he will not. Like, I mean, we already have sort of something like that, like some Naga Siren Sleep sort of works to the same effect as what
To me, it looks like he jumps into another world, like another nether where he sees everybody in a different form.
Yeah.
And then for this one, I see him jump into the real world. I think
like
that's
a
what I had
teleport.
seen, at least. Like he can go into a different realm and he can maybe do stuff that other people can't.
Like, it's an astral imprisonment, but then rather than being gone, he actually has a copy of the map where he can move freely to wherever he wants, or a certain direction.
Yeah, I mean, I think another theory coming out with these off the cuff, just straight out of there, he's going to go into sort of this ghost form, where it's like a Dark Willow form, but what he's able to do, when in this form, the team is able to see the enemy's cooldowns. You know, he can see stuff that other people can't. So when he's using this ultimate form,
that's cool.
You can check out item cooldowns, you can check ability cooldowns.
But you can also move.
You can also move. But I don't think, I mean, they're all frozen. I don't think he's going to be able to freeze the whole team.
No. But is he going to be able to move like in another realm where, for example, he can just, like, he's not targetable, he's not there.
That's what I'm thinking.
You know, it's like a
like
disruption, but rather than being in the same place, you can come out wherever you want.
I don't know. I mean, either way, if the ability is anything like what he's doing there, it's going to be busted as hell. There's no, if he has some sort of time-stopping ability, it's going to be stupidly broken, which is obviously great. Yeah. So be sure to prepare yourselves to get your free MMR when these heroes come out, because without a doubt, one of them will be unbelievably broken, as they normally are when they're released.
Global Chronosphere did exist at one point in Dota.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. We know that they've been trying to bring back some of the abilities of Dota 1.
Yeah, could be a possibility. Might be broken, but everything is intended in Dota.
Yeah, I see that they are already trying to break down some curtains on the side, and I think that's our cue.
Oh no.
Yeah, it is. It's been an amazing 3 days. Very happy that we got here in my country, you know, or our country at the moment. My country, Rotterdam, in the Netherlands. It has been an absolute pleasure and a joy to host the show, and obviously also to host the Overtime show. Hey Panda, you want to come help say goodbye? Yeah?
There we go.
That's Panda saying goodbye. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and all the things that you do, and make sure you tune in next time. We'll see you around.